Y'all.
How's it going?
New Judge merch, y'all check it out. Make sure you get it. What's up?
So how's it feel back in Texas again for MLW? It's your hometown.
Man, it is a blessing. We're back in Texas, in Gillies. It's going to be a great turnout. It's going to be some incredible matches, incredible talent here, and we're going to have a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah.
Any friends and family in attendance for tonight?
Oh, absolutely. Do I look like somebody with no friends? Like, they're going to be here. They're going to be in attendance. My mom's coming through, dad, auntie, uncles, best friends, childhood friends. Last time, I think we had almost 60 people show up for me, so they're going to be in the building.
What's coming back to Texas and just knowing the journey that you've taken in MLW, continuing like your kind of dominant streak and everything like that,
Right.
but running into a lot of issues with like 5150 and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Putting that all in perspective, how do you feel like moving forward as like one of the top stars in MLW?
First of all, I just want to say, 5150, you chose the wrong one, okay? You don't attack the judge from behind, let alone from in front. So with that being said, there's some big things happening coming up, and 5150, like I said, I'm not the one, but moving forward, the judge wants the gold. I need the gold. The gold not only looks good around my neck, and I say this every time, but it looks good around my waist, and that's where it belongs.
Any goals beyond this match tonight, or are you solely focused on what you got going on in the immediate future?
The goal is to continue being dominant, to be undeniable, and show the world that I am that guy. I am who I said I am, and that's the judge.
So for as far as like getting in front of the microphone and having those opportunities to do that stuff and speaking in front of the public, what would you say is who's been big inspiration on, whether it's in wrestling or outside of wrestling, who would you say is like your big
Oh, Will Smith, I'm just kidding. Definitely Denzel Washington. I'm a huge Will Smith fan. He's been incredible. He's a great actor. I'm a huge Denzel Washington fan. As far as wrestlers, The Rock. The Rock is incredible, both in and out of that ring. His acting career and in that ring. I love Booker T. Booker T is amazing. I love his energy. I love his charisma, everything he brings. And so, you know, the judge is just a combination of everything I watched growing up and just emulating what I see, and just I would like to see emotions emoted, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite Denzel film and favorite Will Smith film?
Okay. Favorite Denzel movie is The Equalizer.
Okay.
I also like Book of Eli. Those two are my two favorite movies, period.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I mean, that series defined my childhood, it defined my personality. Like, I looked up to him big time when I was a kid. You know, there wasn't a lot of black sitcoms, there wasn't a lot of black episodes, there wasn't a lot of black actors that looked like me, and he was a huge inspiration for me when I was a kid, and he still is. You know, I just want to say, everybody makes mistakes, you know, and we live in a time where people are quick to get canceled, but I remember when I grew up, you could make a mistake and, you know, you come out and you sincerely apologize, people forgave you. Nowadays, they're quick to cancel like they don't make mistakes too. A lot of people make mistakes, but you're just not under the microscope of everybody watching you. So I just think that everybody should have enough grace for someone who makes a mistake, and don't hold it against them, because you too make mistakes. You know, you probably made a mistake this morning when you woke up. And so I just want to say that.
No, he's going through, the thing is, like, he's going through a lot of stuff, I think.
Yeah,
you don't know about.
You never know what anybody's going through. You really don't. But that's why I think it's important to be a light and to be positive. It's either you're a giver or you're a taker. And the judge is a giver. I like to give energy. I like to be a positive light. I like to, you know, be an example. I always say, do as I do, not as I say. So if I'm not setting a good example, who am I to tell you what to do? You know?
I know you're early in your career too, for a lot of the most part. How does it, like, being a positive light so far, how has that been for you, and what kind of opportunities have you been given to be able to do that for people?
Oh man, so it's you know, common knowledge. I played college football, played college basketball my freshman year, and one of the biggest things that helped me more than anything was giving back, going to the schools, community service. I remember my freshman year, we had 4 hours of community service that we had to do, and you know, initially when you hear about it, like, damn, 4 hours, I'm not about to be out here for 4 hours in this Texas heat. But then it quickly turned into like one of the biggest moments of my life. Like, we painted a park for underprivileged kids, and we, built a park, we did all this stuff for them, and, a lot of them have nothing. They go home to houses, they have no floors, they have grass floors, or, they don't have a bed to sleep on, they don't have, anything, they don't have no clothes. And for us to do this for them, just to see the smiles on their face and for them to be so grateful, it's really molded who I am as a person I am today. I just think it's important to give back and not expect anything back. Because a lot of people give and it's like, oh, look what I'm doing. Like nowadays on social media, people do good stuff and like, yo, come record me do this. Like,
Yeah.
yo, your right hand should know what your left hand is doing sometimes. You know what I mean? And when I say that, it's like, you don't have to tell the whole world when you do a good deed, So.
Yeah, definitely.
EJ, outside of 5150, who do you have your eyes set on here in MLW?
Anybody who has gold, that's mine. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. I want the gold. Kane, I'm coming for you. Hammerstone, we boys, but that gold looks better on me, player. So, there's no heat, there's no problem, but, the judge wants an opportunity. I want the gold. I want all of it.
As far as being an MLW, what's been like a big standout that makes this promotion company so unique to work for?
Just the creativity in all the walks of life and the different wrestling styles. There's not just one streamlined vision. It's it's a boiling pot of a bunch of talent from all over the world. We got Mexico, Japan, California, Canada. Everybody's in the building, and everybody brings their own unique style, and it just creates this masterpiece that you see called MLW.
You've had a hell of a journey, rather, in the last couple of years. Any one piece of advice?
I've
or
only
like,
been here for a year.
well, I mean, not MLW, just in your career, I meant. Your career, I meant. You've had a hell of a journey in the last couple of years in your career, I meant to say. Any one piece of advice or any compliment from a peer or anyone like that that's really stood out to you up to this point?
So that's a great question. One of the biggest things that I like to do is I like to go ask people and people that are where I want to be. And I go ask them questions like I pick the mind of Cena all the time. I'm texting Edge, like after all my matches, I constantly talk to Edge. I piggyback off my boy Ricochet, Apollo. There's a bunch of people who I text message, Sydney, Odyssey Jones. Like these are people that I constantly talk to and say, hey, what do you think about this? And vice versa. They'll bounce things off of me and we just create, because creators create, and that's what we do. And we're in a business where you got to constantly keep creating or you're going to get passed up. And so one of the biggest things as far as advice I ask is, if you were to do this again, what are 5 things you would tell yourself? What are 5 advice that you would give to yourself? And I've had Cena answer that question. I've had a number of people answer that question. And they gave me some nuggets that I'm not going to give to you for free tonight. You can subscribe to my own. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I've gotten a bunch of things that, help me define who I am.
Did you find when you would seek advice from some of the veterans that they didn't have a lot of that happen to them? Like, would you encourage a lot more people to do that?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell everybody to do that because then everybody's going to get the net. But yeah, not a lot of people take that opportunity. So one story that has already came out is when I was at the PC, Cena came, and he came shortly before Mania. And at the time, there was like 144 people in the PC. You ask me why? I don't know why there was that many people. But there was 144 people, and Cena took the time out of his busy schedule to talk to us one-on-one individually for as long as we wanted. But it was after practice, and normally practice ends at 2. A lot of people went home. A lot of people went home, and you're looking at a future Hall of Famer. We're talking about a GOAT, and people left. I stayed my happy ass there. I waited, and I spoke to Cena. I picked his mind, and this man has nuggets. He's got knowledge. He's been in the game for a number of years, and he's willing to give it to you. But some people just, they think they got to figure it out. Once you stop learning is when you stop growing. And so that's one of the biggest things that I've taken since I was a kid. My parents said it all the time, like, you stop learning, you stop growing. So I'm constantly asking questions, constantly trying to be a better person, constantly trying to be a better judge.
How long are you talking for?
To Cena?
Yeah.
Like 45 minutes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, almost an hour. Yeah, I was in there for a minute. I was like, hey, look, I waited, so I'm going to be here. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to wait. I waited, I'm going to talk to my boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a good guy, gave incredible knowledge. And, there's a number of people, like we have coaches like Scotty Duhati. He was my coach every day. Every day after practice, I'm sitting. I think Scotty's in the building right now.
Okay.
I think he's here right now. But every day after practice, I'd go talk to Scotty and I'd be like, "Hey, Scotty, is there anything I need to work on? Is there anything you see in me? Is there anything?" He'd be like, "Hey, only the judge knows how to be the judge, you know? And so just keep working at it. And if I see little things here, we'll fine tune it. But we're not about to just revamp everything you got going, you know?"
Yeah.
He's like, "You got a lot of natural ability, a lot of natural charisma. Now we just got to cultivate it."
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kind of going off that, any influences you've had here in MLW that have really kind of helped your journey along?
Oh yeah, I talk to Court all the time. Bounce, I just finished talking to him right now. You know, she's just a wealth of knowledge. Davey Richards, he's amazing. I just talked to Hammerstone. Hammerstone is incredible. I still want the gold, but I'm gonna still bounce ideas off of him. Richard Holiday, he's another one. He's a sleeper, man. Richard Holiday is very talented, and he's got a lot of creative ideas. There's just another Fatu. Fatu is going to be a Hall of Famer. Fatu is an incredible talent. He's incredible, and these are guys that I'm constantly talking to and learning from. And like I said, I've only been in the business for 2 years, so I'm not gonna walk around here and beat my chest and act like I know everything. I might be one of the most explosive and most athletic, but there's still levels to this, you know? So, and I inspired to be a damn GOAT myself, a Hall of Famer myself, so.
MLW has so many different styles and stuff like that. What's one kind of style that you're looking forward to going up against?
So I've gone against technicians, I've gone against lucha, powerhouses. I love it all. There's no one particular. I think, you know, different styles make awesome matches. So whoever comes with it, you know, I'm gonna bring my style, you bring yours, and we're gonna make some magic. You know.
As a brand, where do you want to see MLW go over the course of this year, even after that?
I want to help elevate every division, especially right now the tag division, since I'm getting more tag masters. I want to put the tag division on the map. I want it to be constantly talked about across social media. I want people talking about it in their household over a Sunday brunch. I want them talking about EJ Nduka and Calvin Tankman and how powerful they look in that damn ring.
Can we see you anywhere else besides MLW?
Absolutely. You can see me on Instagram. You can see me on Twitter. You can see me on Facebook. My Instagram name is @EJ_. Twitter is @EJ_the_judge. TikTok, you know, I'm out here TikToking. You know what I'm saying? And so it's @EJ_the_judge on TikTok.
How do you like TikTok overall?
TikTok is fun. It captures your attention. Right? They changed the algorithm to like a minute long.
Yeah.
I just want 30 seconds. I don't need a minute. Just 30 seconds, boom, next video. But it's a good idea. It's working. You just look how fast it's growing.
Oh, yeah.
Look how fast it's growing. I think we should do more TikToks here. We should do TikToks in the ring.
Yeah.
You've had a wild last 2 years. I mean, this is one of those generic questions that gets asked all the time, but where do you see yourself in another 2 years from now, given what you've accomplished already in the last 2 years? I mean, it's amazing to think the upside from this point forward.
I see myself on the top. I see myself as one of the most influential, most dominant, the undeniable athlete in this sport. Wherever I am, whoever I'm in front of, I want people to realize this guy is no joke. He came to show up and show out.
As far as your career so far in MLW, what's kind of been just your favorite moment? It doesn't have to be part of a match or anything in general, but just a moment that really stands out to you. That
When is this coming out?
this is coming out. I'm going to do it later in the week.
Okay, when I won the tag team championship. that's pretty much the biggest bookmark in my mind right now. When Tank and I went to Grady Cole Center and had that place rocking, and so that finish was awesome. North Carolina was a time. Shout out to North Carolina. You guys showed us love. I had chills after that finish. Like, it was an incredible match. We had fun. 5150, I already told y'all silly asses, I'm not the one, and now I got the gold, and I'm coming for more. So that was one of the biggest moments for me.
Yeah, man. Imagine. Would you say that was the hottest crowd you've been in front of yet for MLW, or?
Mexico was the hottest crowd.
Yeah.
Mexico was nuts. It was like 6,000 people in there screaming in English and Spanish. It was a bilingual chant, you know, and it was nuts. And there were throwing money in the ring. I didn't even know that was a thing. They're throwing money in the ring, quarters, pesos, whatever it is, yo. They were throwing it, and it was fun.
Yeah, what was it like being in that kind of atmosphere in comparison to wrestling in the States and everything?
The Mexican crowd is incredible. They're so like, they're so eager. Like they're so invested in the match. They're not like looking at it through a lens like a lot of places here. Nothing against the United States and the American crowd, but we are so spoiled. Like people here want to know too much and they want to be involved too much, and they just don't want to be entertained. They're scrutinizing it too much. But in Mexico, they're just like, okay, andale, bring it. Like, you know, they're just like, I'm here, I'm enjoying it. And it was fun. Like, you know, the kids were amazing. There was way more kids than I anticipated. They were in the building, and they were awesome. And I speak a little bit of Spanish, un poquito, but I could understand a little bit what they were saying. It was amazing.
How do you like interacting with the kids overall?
Oh, it's awesome. I'm a new father right now, so my son, Exodus, he's 14 months. Amazing kid. He's probably taller than some of you in here already. My wife is 6'1", so that just lets you know how big he's gonna be. But the kid, he's a stud, and just being around him, and then, you know, seeing other kids, it's just like, wow, that's something I look forward to. And, you know, like I was mentioning earlier about the Will Smith situation, a lot of people don't see people like me in this position, you know, and we're in 2022. Although it should change, it hasn't as fast as I wanted it to, but, you know, I'm a role model to a lot of people that don't see a lot of people like me in this position.
Yeah.
Only 14 months in, but any chance he follows in your footsteps as well? Into the
Exodus?
wrestling ring, yes.
I'm gonna let him do whatever he wants, you know. I'm gonna lead him to the well, but I'm not gonna force him to drink it, you know. So whatever he wants to do, if he wants to start off playing sports, play sports. He's gonna play music, play music. Gonna paint. But whatever Exodus wants to do, his dad is behind him. Although Exodus, I would like you to be an athlete, but you know, I ain't gonna force you to do anything.
Is he here tonight?
No, Exodus is not here tonight. Yeah, unfortunately, he was here last show, but he's not here tonight.
What was the inspiration behind his name?
Biblical. Exodus
Oh.
means mass movement, a leader of a mass movement.
Nice.
So that's why I named him that.
Awesome.
Exodus is the book in the Bible where Moses freed the people and crossed the Red Sea. So.
It's a great name too.
Thank
Sounds like a great wrestling name. He doesn't have to change it.
Yeah, I originally, honestly, before he was even born, I wanted my name to be Exodus Judge, and
wow.
they didn't want to let me have it.
Really?
They, I'm not saying who they
Yeah.
is, I don't like care who they is, but I ended up being something else. But it was a phenomenal name, and I was like, well, Exodus, guess what? This is your name.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We got time for one more.
If you're going, okay, say Exodus doesn't go into sports, what would you say is your most artistic aspect, and what's your wife's most artistic aspect?
Shoot, my artistic aspect is this right here. Do you see this? I made this shirt. Like, I made the graphics.
Oh,
I acid washed it. I did everything here I made. So, like I said, creators create. My wife is an incredible designer, interior designer. She's very fashion forward. She helps me with, you know, the dress is swaggy, but my wife is swaggier, you know? And so she knows how to dress. She's an attorney, so she's very articulate. And so he's gonna get a little bit of that. So it's gonna be amazing. And he's an athlete. He's gonna be a creative athlete just like his dad.
Okay. Nice, man. Thanks.
No problem. Thank you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate the
Yeah,
time.
Appreciate
Yeah.
y'all. Y'all be safe.